one of the questions that I asked you was whether you believed the right people were in the dock, which is what you've just made mention of right now. But do you still believe that there is someone or other people that should be in the dock who are not?
I haven't changed my mind on that. I haven't changed my mind, and I'm more confident than ever that there'll be more support for me and for the views we expressed before we started. Anybody that followed the trial and followed the trial diligently, I think, might agree with me. But as I said from the start, Sakina, the state decided to prosecute these people, and you asked me a question over and over again, as you should. That do we think we have the right people there? And I said yes. I haven't changed my mind. That's still my view on both questions, that we have the correct people before court, and I would have wanted other people to be charged as well.
You know what? I decided, maybe when I watched this clip the first time, I judged AfriForum advocate, former prosecutor in the Oscar Pistorius trial too harshly. I thought I judged him too harshly, but no. After watching it a second time, I haven't changed my mind. Well, he says he also hasn't changed his mind on the 5 accused. Listen, has he been following the same case? Maybe he's talking about a different 5 accused. He says he hasn't changed his mind about the 5 accused, that they're guilty as charged, and which also alludes to that the evidence, for him is evidencing. And my question is, are you for real? An advocate. I mean, we've heard, what's his name? Elton Hart. We've heard Elton Hart give his reviews, and he's an advocate, okay? When you hear someone from the law speaking in this manner, then you ask yourself, are they really watching the case? Someone said in the comment section in my previous video that he's probably selling Delulus to the Meyiwa family, because what does he mean? And I still stand by, he's not watching the case closely. There's got to be no way that he thinks the 5 accused are guilty. So in other words, he also believes that the confessions were given freely and fairly. Did he watch the inspection in loco? Did he ever listen to the brigadier try to explain stuff and nothing makes sense? I could go on and on. Did he listen to how the AVL records are not coming? Did he listen to the FFC Dondoni about Advocate Mtiako? Which we still did get, by the way, aka FYI, Baloyi, you owe us. Did he listen to Baloyi refuse profusely to bring Longwe Twala and his ankle to the stand? Instead, he wanted to bring Mr. Bailey of ENCA, and Mr. Bailey said, don't play with me. I don't play stupid games. Because if you want to play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Oh, you think you're an advocate? You think you're a state prosecutor? I'll show you one, okay? I have access to lawyers paid for by ENCA, and they're going to tell you we do not care about your subpoena. We are not coming to this shit show. Oops, excuse my French. We do not want to get involved. We just tell the news like it is, okay? Because if we get into this story and start telling the news like it is, we're going to sing, okay? We are going to sing like a canary. We do not want to get involved. This is for you to prove. How can you subpoena a whole ENCA to come and talk about a 34-second clip about Longwe Twala and Uzandi who's carrying Chibuku? Oops. Is it Chibuku? What was it? No, it's Mnisi who said it was Chibuku, but what was it? Anyway, we are not there. I digress. But guess what? Longwe Twala is still alive. He still has his ankle. He hasn't been amputated. So Longwe Twala is still alive, and Longwe Twala is able to come and talk for himself. But the state said, we will never, ever, 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 ever call Longwe Twala to the stand. We also will never, ever, 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 ever call Kelly Khumalo to the stand. So both Kelly Khumalo and Longwe Twala are now going to be hostile witnesses if the defense calls them. That is what the state is going to declare them as. Do you guys remember, those of you who watched Judge Emojis, Judge Mbenenge over there with versus Mango? and they're sexting, texting, banana pills, banana emojis. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. But basically, in that case, there was the former best friend of Mango. Okay. She came to be a witness to the judge, Judge Mbenenge. Are you following me? Okay. The accused, no, not the accused. What do you call it? The plaintiff. The plaintiff's best friend is testifying against her for the defense. And the judge in there said, whoa, 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 who are you again? What's your relationship to the plaintiff? You were best friends. You're not friends anymore. Now you're testifying on behalf of the defense. Why did you stop being friends again? Oh, you're here to testify because you think she's an awful, awful person? Get off that witness stand. Get off that witness stand. You, ladies and gentlemen, are a hostile witness. Whatever you say, you are saying it's for personal reasons, okay? You don't like her anymore and you're just going to say the worst about her. So your testimony isn't valid. Get off the stand. She didn't even get to testify. So I think that's what's going to happen when it comes to anyone who was on the state list who the defense calls. That's how the defense is going to take care of Ubaba Zungu. Anyway, we're not there. I'll do a separate video on that. But guess who's back? Okay, I'm back. I'm back like I never left. Okay, we're back to regular programming. I'll be loading more videos for you today. I'm so sorry for my disappearance, but I'm back. Okay, the good news is I am back. And there's one particular video that has been weighing so heavily on me. It's been weighing so heavily on me. I have to do it, and I hope you guys will support that video and share it widely. But I'm just going to have to speak frankly on that video. I'm going to do it separately. Okay, it's about Advocate, therefore. I'm giving you an example. I'm giving you a hint. Okay. Now, what else does Advocate Nel say? He says that other people also need to be arrested. He doesn't name them, though. So we're left with our imaginations racing. Who are these other people that he also thinks should have been arrested with the 5 accused? He doesn't say. Somebody said, oh, I wish I could find that comment, that he used to be a state. Let me see if I can find it, guys. Let me see if I can find it. Hold the line. Hold the line, hold the line, hold the line. I think I found it. Yay! Okay, here's the comment. It says, greetings, family. Today, I'm going to be biased, ne? Advocate Nel Ngwake. He represents the Meyiwa family, as does Baloyi as the state. Okay, true. Okay, I'm with you. So, as a professional, he's obligated to side with the state, however absurd. Hence, why Advocate Nel, whenever he's answering questions and interviews, notice how he always sidesteps meaningful questions by always stating first and foremost without getting into the merits of the case. And he really does that. He can't be watching brief for the family and in turn side with the accused and the defense, however crappy the state's case is. Nel is a guru. He knows and sees for sure that this case has been long cooked, but alifuta. I thought this was a great comment, so thank you so much for adding this comment to the mix. And I think I misread the first sentence when I first initially read it because I thought it said, I'm not going to be biased. But she says, well, I'm misgendering. I don't know if it's a she or he. But they say, today I'm not going to be biased. Yeah, okay. So I thought that was an interesting point of view, and I wanted to bring it, of course, to the family. You guys let me know your thoughts as well. Is it because he is the watching brief for the Meyiwa family? And by watching brief, Baloyi versus the 5 accused. No, it's not Baloyi versus it's the state versus the 5 accused. The state being the Meyiwa family. So technically the Meyiwa family should be against the 5 accused, but we know Sfiso Meyiwa does not believe the 5 accused are guilty of anything. They might be guilty of other things, okay, other atrocities to mankind, but they are not guilty of unaliving his brother. I'm going to, let's continue listening to the next part of the clip. I want to hear what else Gerrie says because it shocked me. shocked me so much that I came back to watch this a second time. Let's get into it.
And the defense is now expected to present its case. And the defense has indicated that they may want to call some of the people. Of course, they're going to try and get the charges to be dropped, but failing which, they obviously at some point during this trial have indicated that they may want to call on some of the people who were in the house on that fateful night. So, what are the key elements overall that you will be looking out for as the defense presents its arguments?
Well, Sakina, first, I think this will give us a huge and a great opportunity to understand how the defense look at the case and how the state look at the case. The defense will bring the application, the state will have to respond. We will then, at the end of those arguments, have a very good idea of the defense case, where they want to go, and the state's case, where they want to go. It might be so. Remember, Sakina, even in this trial, there was an extra docket presented. That's very relevant to the question you're asking now. Extra docket presented that indicated a whole different set of facts. I still believe that the facts that the state decided to prove and the case that they presented is the case that is relevant. And I think it's a strong enough case, Sakina.
And as AfriForum, you've been vocal about seeking justice for the Meyiwa family. Now, given what's been presented so far, do you believe that justice is within reach for this family, Advocate Nel, given how long it's taken to even just get to this point where we are at right now?
Yes, again, I'm going to answer that question, but I think we should set out a timeline. The murder happened in October 2014. Remember, the family consulted with us in 2019 saying nothing's happened. And I have to take it back. Remember, during that time, the Commissioner of Police said there'll be arrest soon. Even the Minister of Police promised that arrest before Christmas, and it never happened. We then got involved. The investigating team was changed, and that led to arrest in 2020. Trial started in 2022. So to answer your question, I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. I do think that in our consultation with the family, although they share my views as far as some more people should have been prosecuted, I do think that we're satisfied that we might have justice soon. It's been a long journey, Sakina. It's a long journey. It's very difficult to get closure. When we started in 2022, we thought, at long last, it took us 6 years to get there. It took us 7 years to get there, but we'll now get justice. It's 3 years ago, and we might have more years to come. It's very difficult for the family, Sakina, to follow this, to understand this, not understand why it takes so long for them to get justice. But I'm sure, I'm very confident that the first milestone we've reached, and that we'll have justice soon.
It just sounds so delulu. I'm sorry. And so I also said to somebody in the comment section, you know what? I'm going to have to go back and watch the Oscar Pistorius trial again. I think maybe we sensationalized him. I think, we might have over listened to him, because something is off. Okay, something is off, because he says we have reached the first milestone and we might have justice soon. Sir, what about injustices that are happening inside that court? He's the watching brief. And somebody also asked, who is paying AfriForum to be the watching brief for the Meyiwa family? Somebody else also said, why would AfriForum work pro bono for the SENZO MEYIWA family? What is in it for them? Those are some burning questions I have too, because this makes no sense, okay? Advocate therefore said it costs about 25,000 rands a day, okay, on average, to have a case inside the High Court, that an advocate is paid to be inside the High Court. Who's paying AfriForum? I think maybe if we follow the money, that's what's going to help me understand what this man is saying, because it makes absolute no sense. As somebody else also said, him, Advocate Nel, and Paul O'Sullivan, same WhatsApp group. And I said, has anybody else noticed that Paul O'Sullivan disappeared after his long, unsensible rant when he was speaking about Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi? He must fall. I want to see him fall. Anyway, we are not there, okay? But guess what? July comes to an end tomorrow. Is this the end of the South African movie? Because July has been owned entirely by Mkhwanazi since the 6th of July 2024. On the 4th, 2025. On the 4th of July 2025, Brigadier Mzansi showed himself to the world and then kind of disappeared, fizzled off. And that was it. He didn't come back to finish his cross-examination. He just disappeared. That was such an abrupt ending to the Brigadier's cross-examination, because I think he also owes us a lot too. But I'm going to end this video right here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Expect more videos from me, because we've got a lot to talk about. Okay, we've got a family meeting in the next video, and yeah, I need your help. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you've watched all the ads, you absolutely have my heart. And thank you for support. Thank you. I cannot say it enough. Bye.